Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox On channel host Seeker Forever. We're gonna kick this off. It's 7 o'clock in the morning where I am at. I got some stuff to do this afternoon, and I'm thinking about doing another podcast a little bit later. There's so much things going on, dude. This week it was crazy, and I'm talking about everything that this channel talks about. We talk about on this channel everything that's involved with a lot of the stuff that I keep up with in pop culture in general, and so it was just been a crazy week, and of course, the cherry on the top of the Sunday was definitely the Xbox Developers Direct. It was absolutely awesome. We did a reaction to it on the channel, which is kind of a different thing for me because we did it during the week, and I tend not to do that unless I'm off or I get off early from work or something's going on where I don't have to worry about going to work the next day. I don't tend to do those type of videos, but that's how awesome it was, man. It was an amazing developer direct. I agree with most people. It's probably their best developer direct that they've done, and I mean across the board. Like I said in the podcast, I'm not just talking about the games. They got the games down on lock. They've had the games down on lock for the last 4 years. Um, but again, the production value, that's important to me. I like these. I like these developer directs. I've always loved them, dude. I've always loved when they've done events like from the past when they would actually do it at E3 and then they would bring the developers up and talk about it. Because I like the deep dives, man. I like the behind the scenes, dude. I'm the dude that collects, or I used to collect DVDs and Blu-rays and all this kind of stuff, and I'd always get the Criterion edition or I'd get the special edition with all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? Because I like to know the thought process of the writers, of the directors, even the producers. I've always been that way my entire life. So it's good to see, again, Xbox keeping that in check, keeping that in tow, because a lot of people don't do that anymore. Right? And I understand we live in a different time. Media is consumed differently. Something that a lot of these, not just gaming companies, but production companies, movie companies, people that produce content have to look at. Right. And, places like Netflix do that. Right. You guys know I talked about Squid Game 2 on this channel. Absolutely loved the second season. Um, and they were doing this whole promo for it, which I love, and then they did the behind the scenes stuff, which I love as well. And Netflix does that with their other programs, right? Because it's there to garner interest and to give something to the fans, and then also for their service. And if you've noticed, or if you guys haven't noticed or not, Xbox is kind of following that same format when it comes to not just their console but their services. Okay, so and I think that's a great thing. And again, getting back to the developer direct, I thought they did an excellent job. Love the pacing. Love the games they selected. Love the studios they focused on. And I'll say that much. I think that's why the developer direct does hit differently because they can edit and they can keep it formatted. Whereas sometimes when you do live events and live shows, it kind of slows the shows down for some people. Not me. I personally didn't never felt that way. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward for some of these developers and creators because they're not used to being in front of the camera or being on stage. That was always a point of contention for some of these guys, but in a controlled environment, you feel a little bit more comfortable. That's why I like when they open up with a lot of the developer directs. Um, when they open up with it, they have that little sizzle reel in the beginning, right? And it kind of shows, man. I mean, a lot of these guys are not like most people in tech guys are not people, right? That's changing. I will say, man, it was a lot worse when I was growing up. I'm old, um, but that's not the case anymore for a lot of these guys. Most people are a little bit more, you know, across the board, right? And they have some social skills, if not all. But when I was growing up, it was really bad. Dude, you got into certain fields because you were a certain type of personality. But even with that being said, like I talk about all the time on the channel, man, there's a lot of people I watch that I feel should have bigger um, followings, right? Whether it's gaming, some of the comedy stuff that's done on YouTube, across the board, I'm talking about. There's people I watch and they're very talented, but they don't get any shine for whatever reasons. And what it boils down to at the end of the day is that a lot of people just gravitate to the people they like. That's all it boils down to, right? And of course, we talk about like what makes somebody attracted to somebody else, what makes somebody drawn to somebody else. It's all of that rolled into one. Okay. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna give the guys some time to jump in. They'll probably jump. Like I mean, I know when I do this podcast, it's a little bit in the morning time, right? Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. Every time I want to do a podcast, man, these birds come around, dude. It was totally quiet. That's why I choose it this time in the morning. But as soon as I start recording, this is the stuff that I gotta deal with. Luckily, the chickens are quiet. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Um, but yeah, so we'll see, we'll get it rolling. We'll see if these dudes come in. Hopefully they can. If not, we can talk. We can turn it to an all-in chat. But I know people are busy, dude. It's Saturday. You guys got stuff to do. Um, my hours are off, and I get up early in the morning because normally when I do stuff for my daughter, it's gonna be like mid morning to mid afternoon. Right. So that's why I'm doing it now. And plus, I don't want to step on anybody's toes for their podcast. 100, Mr. 100 has a podcast tonight. If you guys want to check it out, dude, it's every Saturday. He does it with his crew. Great stuff. I tend to have to watch it on the replay because Saturday nights or Saturdays I'm really busy with other stuff. So as my day moves along. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna give our thoughts because when we were watching the show, it's hard to take everything in, and then also, you know, and it's a live reaction show, right? It's supposed, it's our thoughts as a, you want that, right? It's just like first impressions, basically, is what we're doing. But I've got to watch the show a couple times. I've got to do a lot of stuff online. It actually kind of shifted. I was more focused on other things in the beginning of the week, which I still am focused on. You guys know I'm going to do politics on my channel, and I want to bring some stuff out because it was an amazing week on that. Um, but I'm going to say, man, that's how good the show was, dude. It made me focus back on Xbox. In fact, so much so that last night I took the time out to play some games. That's why I didn't do anything last night. I planned to do a quick video, but I ended up playing Medieval. What is it called? Medieval. I forgot the name of the game. It's in Game Pass, right? So and it's been on there for a while. I played it several months ago. When it first came out, just to give it a shot. And I liked the game. It was cool. A little bit too. The control and stuff like that to me could be better. You can tell this is definitely a game that was more for PC as opposed to console. But excellent game. I actually put it through its paces yesterday, focused on it, had to spend some time on it. The learning curve is not hard, but there is a little bit of one. Medieval Dynasty. Um, and I love those type of games, so that's what made me stick to it. And as I started getting more familiar with the way things are in the game, then I began to like it more as far as collecting resources. And there's a lot of cool stuff you can do, right? But it's a lot of it. I like. I'm not saying that I like games to hold my hand, but I like to have a little bit of a direction instead of me just having to go around and do it. But because of the type of game it is, it's more on the sim side, dude. I end up just doing stuff on my own anyway. But I actually spent put a couple hours in there, man. It was really fun. Again, this is the danger of Game Pass. This is why guys like Sega Man say this all the time. We eat good over here, right? Because there's something for everybody. And when you have a lot of people who critique Xbox, that's my standard now is Game Pass. Right? When people critique Xbox, I can tell right away that if you're a gamer, if you're not a gamer. And I mean in the sense that you consider yourself a gamer and you're not really a gamer. Anybody who likes gaming, um, they like anybody who's a gamer, dude. They like games. That's the standard. You just like games, regardless. Okay. Now I'll even let slide that you like a particular console because that's the way I am. But even if you're on one console or one ecosystem, you should like the variety of games that a console or ecosystem provides. Okay. To me, that's another gold standard when I look at all of this stuff across the board. Right. It's just like, hey, if you like to go to the gym and work out, right, there should be some level of, and I'm not saying you got to be Mr. Olympia, right? But when people look at you, they should be saying, oh, that's a pretty big dude. He probably goes to the gym. Or, hey, man, that dude got big arms. You know what I'm saying? I'll even be on that. Even be on that level, right? You don't have to be a fitness guru or, trying to turn into an IFBB pro, trying to get on the circuit. Right. But if you have a certain type of build, we see in the gym, certain type of mentality, certain type of lifestyle, right? That should kind of show. Like there's all kind of different body types in the gym, but I usually see the regular people in there, right? Because everybody's different. That's what I mean about gaming. I understand that it's varied. Not everybody likes the same genre, right? But Game Pass, Look, dude, unless the only excuse I've ever taken for people that talk about Game Pass and talk about it negatively, right, is that they don't have time or maybe they're tight on money. I'll accept those two. Because I'm one of my friends, I tell the story all the time. Dude, he loves video games, dude, but he won't get Game Pass, and the reason he won't get Game Pass is not because he's a pony, right? Not because he hates Phil Spencer, right? Not because he doesn't have an Xbox, right? The reason he won't get Game Pass is he has kids and a family, right? And he doesn't want to get into arguments with his wife, right? And he wants to be responsible because his kids are young. Well, they're getting older now, but even more so. Actually, when your kids are babies, it was actually better for me as a gamer, right? Because you just have to watch them, but you don't have to constantly watch them. As soon as your kids get older, dude, you got to be involved. And so I totally understand what he was trying to tell me, right? So he'll just jump on and play his Destiny. He loves Destiny. Right? He even gave up COD because he liked COD, but he gave up COD for Destiny. That's how limited his gaming time is. That's about the only reason I'll take from people when they tell me that they can't, that they don't have Game Pass as a gamer. Okay. And that's why a lot of these people, man, that's why I tell you, don't listen to them. A lot of them don't even own Xboxes, which is fine as well. Right? But if they don't own Xboxes, it's probably in your best interest not to listen to them at all. You know what I'm saying? Again, my personal opinion. Uh, Let me run through some of this stuff, guys. Oh, you know what? Hold on, guys. Let me make sure this stuff is actually playing. Oh. Let's see. Hold on one second. Yes. Yep, I see it. We're live. Good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, sorry about the dead air, guys. Just want to check this really fast. Okay, that's good. And that's good. All right, we're good. We're rolling. We're rolling. And as the guys funnel in, I'll just add them to the podcast. I've already sent out the notifications, so. Hmm. Is that it's interesting to me because the reactions from other people, like I was saying earlier, I take the time out to actually watch a lot of other people's reactions to the show. That's what I like to do, kind of get a feel of what everybody's thinking. And I mean, across the board, guys, there's guys that I follow specifically for pop culture, but because, and in the sense of my channel, right, they do a lot of things where they talk about a lot of things that are pop culture centric, and a lot of times gaming will cross over um, into their area of expertise. I will honestly say, dude, I don't consider a lot of these guys like gamers, right? But they'll do the commentary on it, and it's fine. And for me, I think it's good because it shows that even if it's negative, because what I do is like when I look at a certain person, if I'm there to listen to you because you understand the movie industry, and now you're having to talk about gaming because it's a political thing, the politics of pop culture and stuff like that. I already understand a certain type of um, mindset that you have where your area of expertise lies, right? So when you have commentary on something, I can easily bypass that stuff because a lot of these guys they get their they're reacting to other people's reactions, right? For example, a lot of you guys know Avowed coming out next month. Avowed has been in the crosshairs recently because of comments that the art director made, and then some of his posts that was online that people wanted to dug up. You understand that there is a culture war going on, whether you like it or not. It's just the way it is. And Avowed was kind of getting targeted. Right? For me as an Xbox guy, um, like I tell you guys all the time, especially if you have Xbox in your ecosystem, dude, it'd be in your best interest, right? And you have Game Pass, right? It'd be in your best interest to try the game out for yourself, regardless of how you feel, right? There's certain things you can tell from the jump. Like I can tell from the jump that I won't like it, right? But that's how long I've been doing this, and that's fine, right? But if you're really curious or you're not sure, it's in your best interest to find out for yourself, right? So when Avowed comes out in February, right? It's right around the corner. I love the studio that makes these games. They're really good. Probably made one of the most controversial and awesome games of all time with Fallout New Vegas. But that's the studio. I know a lot of those guys are no longer affiliated with, but that's the pedigree that they have. So, it doesn't kill you to try it out. Now, if you come across the stuff that's being said about the game that you don't like, dude, and then you can just exit out of it. That's what I do with a lot of the stuff that I consume nowadays, right? And then I go and find something else to do. I've told you guys, like today, man, I'm pretty excited because when it comes to anime, Solo Leveling, new episode should drop today. Right? I'm pretty sure a new episode drops today. And so, I'm looking forward to watching that with my daughter. Um, I watch a lot of Korean dramas. I'm watching a lot of stuff on commentary. There's a lot of good documentaries, right? I'm playing games that's outside of what most mainstream gamers play, and I've always been that way. I love the indie scene. Indie scene is untouchable. I mean, they're killing it right now. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the store with Microsoft and Xbox, they're constantly putting stuff in there. You guys gotta go. You guys gotta get into the store every once in a while. And again, um, get your news from primarily Xbox sources, right? If you guys don't do that kind of stuff, then you're not getting the full impact of the Xbox ecosystem, right? I think there's a game that came out with mechs, but it looks like it's an online four-player type game, so I'm not sure if. But it looks cool. It's from I think it's from Koei Tecmo. No, is it from Koei Tecmo or one of the other? It's from a Japanese studio. I think it's called Sin Duality. Let me see if I can find it, dude, on YouTube, and then I might share it with you guys. Um, but to me, like and then look, not everybody likes indies, and I understand that. But if you don't like indies, you might have to rethink your stand on what indie games are all about. I know a lot of people think indie games are one and done. There's games like that are out there that it doesn't have the caliber of quality that the AAA games have. Yeah, naturally, right? The more money you spend, the more you're gonna get out. If you guys looked at the developer direct, man, you can tell. If you guys know about We Happy Few and a lot of the games that Compulsion makes, when you compare it to what they're coming out with South of Midnight, of course, guys, that's a lot of there's a big difference, man. They got the support now, especially from Microsoft, not just financial, dude, but resources, right? The fact that they have a company backing them that doesn't, constantly drum them to meet milestones and stuff like that. Yeah, that's been a point of contention. Again, it's been weaponized by all the fanboys out there that hate Xbox. That's number one, by a very very horrible gaming media, which I talk about all the time on my channel, right? For clicks and views, and just because they're inundated PlayStation fanboys, right? And then, but when you have that freedom to do what you want to do, as you've seen with the developer direct, man, a lot of those guys, dude, they've been working on their games for over 3-4 years, and it shows. Bro. You can work on a game for a long time, but when the product comes out, it has to meet that expectation. And again, if you guys watch it, dude, it's if you guys watch the developer direct, man, you can't question that. Everything looks like it's going to be like again, South of Midnight, perfect example, right? I watched the game with my daughter, dude. Like there's not one wasted frame on that game that I saw watching the trailers, watching the behind the scenes. Right? They look like they take advantage of every single space. When it comes to the background, when it comes to the storytelling, when it comes to the world building, stuff that I really love. It's one of the reasons I love anime so much, right? Um, you can tell that and that's a lot of work, dude, and time and money, definitely. And then when you have a company like Microsoft and working for a guy like Phil Spencer, and he's like, look, dude, just make the best game that you can possibly make, right? This is how you come up with some of the great stuff that Microsoft that Xbox has been putting out for their console. Hold on, I wanted to run this. Let me see if I can pull this up, man. One of the most interesting things about trying to find stuff on Xbox, man, is is the way that did I really wish they would work on their on their YouTube homepage. Ah, here it is. Sin Duality Echo of Ida launch trailer. Let me try and pull this up, guys. I'll show you this because this is what I mean. Um, this is what I'm talking about. When This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking, saying that Microsoft, the way that they've reached out to a lot of different people, especially Phil and his crew, um, have been reaching out, trying to stretch their hands across across the oceans, right, to bring in the kind of quality stuff that you see. Um, you end up with stuff like this. Hold on, let me show. Yes, make sure you guys can see that. You see that? Let me enlarge it for you. On both sides, let me just the volume ahead of time.
Please believe, show me how it's meant to be. Life is like a mystery, stardust in my memory.
そんな明るい線当たり障りのない日常のと傾いた首筋追ってのない国焦燥だらしなさにかき乱された感情を抑えて早くしなくちゃで泣き目で行かせて
Maybe it's time to realize how we should move on.
最初は見据えたから今ここで始めよ
Let's
う
go back and we are not ready for take off.
それないようにを作れよ
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Bandai Namco is the one that produces this. But pretty cool. Yeah, so Bandai Namco. In fact, they didn't just release what's that game that they always make every time? Dynasty Warriors. I think there's a new Dynasty Warriors that dropped. So again, man, these guys are I know a lot of people felt 2024 was dry. If you're on the Xbox side, I tend to disagree, right? Because we have so much content, and we've always had content every year, and it's only getting worse. And I mean that in a good way, right? You guys know that time is an issue for most of us on the Xbox side. It's not just about money, right? And then again, man, like the guys have been saying, um, one thing about the money when it comes to Xbox, dude, because Xbox understands people's buying habits, right? That's why they're trying to get everybody in the ecosystem. You're basically coming in and participating in almost like a co-op, right? If that's the best way I can put it. It's almost like a co-op, um, the way they do their ecosystem, right? It's because, for example, they just had a sale on ID at Xbox games, right? And the way that it works is you buy one at full price, and then you get two free. And what that is just a different method for them to entice you to buy the games that are out there. And they put some of the newer games out there, which surprised me. That's why I participated in it. Because most games that I like, I just go ahead and buy, regardless if it's full price or not. And so, hey, what's up, Faded? Um, and so, and so I bought a game. So I bought them. I can't remember. It was either the game that I bought was like 39, or either 36 or 39. And in that one, I tend to buy the higher ones, right? Because everything else that has to be of equal value. Well, it was the game that I wanted, and it was a higher price, which was good because it's going to be equal value or less, right? So if you buy a game for $39, right, the other two are going to be free as long as it's not 40 something dollars. And I don't think they had a $40 game. Most of these ID to Xbox games, and it's according to quality. You can tell when they go above the 29, right? There's levels to it, right? Like if it's in the above $10 range, a little bit on the $20 range, in the $20 market range, and then when it goes over 30, right, that it responds accordingly to the type of game and the quality of the game most of the time, right? Or you can wait for it to go on sale and drop, right? Like get it 80% off. So a game that's 20 something dollars or over 30 something dollars will be way cheaper, right? In fact, there were some games last holiday were like $1, $2, right? And before they were asking like more money, right? Or when Triple A's do that, right? They do that all the time. So my point being is that you buy it. I usually buy it at the higher end. I look for the game I like at the higher end, buy that one, and then get the other two. So I know I bought Crab. Oh, Still Waters Run Deep. I bought that one, and that was the most expensive one. And then I bought the Crab game, which I thought I bought and I didn't. So I was like, okay, I'll just use this opportunity to pick that up. And I can't remember off the top of my head what the other one was, right? And so my point being is that that's what Microsoft is doing. So if you're having in the ecosystem, whatever you're purchasing, right, you're contributing to the ecosystem, right? Because it's not just you. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy that did that, dude. There's probably like hundreds of other people, if not thousands of other people that think the same way, that do the same thing, right? So it's a constant. It's the money flow, right? And then some of this stuff, dude, won't go away. A lot of people might, I see people talk about the economics of Game Pass and how to make it make sense. And look, dude, Microsoft is just one of these companies that they look at everything, dude. A lot of the times when they don't, this is why I don't worry about them as far as how they run their business, because their business is run to the point of it's not about them losing money or being defensive. It's all on the offense, dude. It's just how much money they make. A lot of stuff that they do, like in our sense, man. If for the average person, as long as you're progressing and you're moving forward, that's good enough. But for Microsoft, dude, if they don't hit certain goals or milestones, dude, they'll cancel it. And that thing could have made billions of dollars for them. You've seen them do that all the time, right? That's what they do. That's how they run their business, right? So as a consumer, you should be wary of that, because then you can look at what they do and then guide yourself accordingly, right? Like there's certain things that they do in the Xbox ecosystem that gives me pause. I'm not gonna lie. Right, but for the most part, man, by doing this, right, they keep you're in a commune, right? And so when somebody's buying so don't feel bad, like they dropped Ninja Gaiden Black 2, right? And they dropped that Shadow Drop, dude. And the amount of people I've seen just going out right and buying the game, even on the Xbox side, dude, right? Because they love the game so much, dude. That contributes to you playing it on Game Pass. And again, dude, you guys please understand this with Game Pass. I'm glad, because it gives the impression, because it's a great deal, and that's what it is. It is a great value, but you guys are paying, okay, for the game. So if you just look at how much you spend a year, right, it doesn't matter how, to me, like, to get the full value, you have to play a certain amount of games, and not just you have to play a certain amount of games, and it'd be great if you throw in a lot of the brand new games, right? Because at the end of the day, it all adds up if you calculate it. Right now I'm paying for 2 subscription services, one for me, one for my daughter. So what I do is I use my Bing points to pay for one, and then I pay full price for the other until whenever Microsoft decides. Whenever Microsoft decides to actually do the family plan, which I don't know if they're ever going to do. Okay, and even if they do the family plan, I don't even know if that's going to be good for me, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't know how much they're going to charge. Probably like $34.99, $29.99, right? We're already paying $20 a month for Game Pass. So, yeah, sorry, Fada. Let me get back to your comments, man. But welcome to the podcast. Fade Blaze, what's up, Sega? Microsoft is effectively revived Platinum Games and helping Koei Tecmo. Yeah, that was funny, dude. I saw people's reactions. Like, people in the know when it comes to the history of Platinum Games and Microsoft, specifically Xbox, and what happened with their one game. Dude, I was laughing, dude. A lot of people were like, whoa, what's going on here, right? Because, again, a lot of people get their news from the media, from the gaming media. And again, you got to do your own. You got to go out and start your own, right? I'm fortunate enough that I know Hebot. So Hebot knows what's going on, right? Because he keeps up with this stuff, right? And so he understands exactly what happened with this, so it's not surprising to me, right? I come up with my own theories and stuff like that. In fact, I floated one of that to Hebot, and he says it's not out of the realm of possibility, right? And I had to do with Kamiya actually leaving the company, right? And if you look at the timeline of when he left, and possibly when Microsoft is actually working with Koei Tecmo, right? Because I'm pretty sure they definitely wanted to do the game, and they're looking for funding, man. You guys understand there's a lot of funding has been a big issue with a lot of these companies, right? Even the big ones, guys, man. It's been a harsh economy, man, and people are finally waking up to that. It's been bad, right? And you see the changes that these people are making across their own culture, in their studios, across the quality, making sure that everything's intact, dude. Releasing stuff, right? That was a big issue, right? Um, and to me, man, Xbox has navigated this expertly, man. I've been watching them do this for the last couple of years, and it's been amazing, especially in 2024. Sure, we didn't get the games that we wanted, right? But it's see, and this is the thing that drives me nuts. Like when people hate on Xbox, saying, "Oh, we didn't get these games, and these games are coming out. You guys got nothing to play." Meanwhile, you got COD coming out that year. They dropped a new Madden football game for all the normies that are out there. And I throw myself in there because I love COD, right? But then you look at all the other games they dropped as well, from AAA to single A to indies. Right? There was no shortage of games. What there was a shortage of is people just getting exposed, or what there was a shortage of was truth. Right now, these people getting exposed because they're not gamers, guys. They're not. That's why you should stop listening to them. Yeah, but I like that faded. That was amazing when you saw Platinum, and that's a great thing, man. Platinum makes good action games, dude. I love their stuff. Right. I mean, they definitely screwed over Xbox, but Kamiya, man, it's like they're juggling too many things, and when that happens, dude, and then Microsoft has the funding for it, dude, but you don't choke the golden goose, and that's exactly what they did. That's why he kind of came on and he blamed himself. He told the truth, man. He said it wasn't Xbox that was doing anything, and we already knew that, dude, because that's not the company Xbox is. I complain about it on this channel because I wish they would be. But I don't know. I might be getting a karma on that thing because it looks like Xbox is going to move forward with certain things, and I'm not down for that. But it is what it is. Faded Blaze says we don't pay full price for new games. You get a discount with the Game Pass Ultimate subscription. Yeah, exactly, and that's the benefit of having Game Pass, right? And that's a good thing, right? Or you do what most people do, man. All these people like to talk, run their mouth on social media. But they're just like everybody else, man. A lot of people just can't afford $70 games, right? Or then what they're doing now is they're trying to do the $150 bang up, right? Because it's a collector's edition, which I'm fine with, man. But you better give me something I want. I'm just not gonna throw out. I try and support these guys, but I'm not just gonna throw money at you. I mean, what is it? What is that? A statue? With the statue looks ridiculous, dude. I already collect stuff. I'm already a collector. Now you're crossing into another genre when you do stuff like that, and I have certain levels. That's why I don't care about all the microtransactions and all the DLC and all this kind of stuff. Because if it's not worthy of my money, dude, I do not spend it. And there's a lot of other stuff I can spend my money on. And there's stuff that I do support, man. Look, I've been enjoying COD, man. I've been throwing money their way, picking up their skins. But again, a lot of their skins, dude, I don't really care for. Right? So I haven't been spending a lot of money like other people because I think their skins are ridiculous. Because it doesn't, for me, when I look at some of their skins, it doesn't match their graphics. You know what I'm saying? Like the way the game looks overall, the look that they decided to go to, which works great for the story, it's great for the game itself, the multiplayer, all of that stuff, right? But when it comes to getting me to skins for your game, dude, it's horrible. It's not gonna work. That's how I'm able to save money, dude. I'm trying to hunt stuff to find them. And they've dropped a couple things that make sense that I like, dude. They did the whole Squid Game thing. I enjoyed that. I had some people laughing because I ended up picking the red light, green light girl, right? But I just think she looks cool, right? But when you're playing a multiplayer, probably not the best character to pick because you stand out. You're basically running out with a big target on your head. But I don't care, dude. I'll die. I don't care. That's not why I'm, That's I like the aesthetic of it more over the gameplay, right? And that's how I've taken COD. This is why I don't really complain about COD on the level that other people do, right? I'm not competitive when it comes to COD. I'm just trying to level up right now, right? So a lot of things I do is kind of for me. And it's been like COD. And look, dude, at first I used to feel guilty about this several generations ago in the older games. But COD's changed so much that it doesn't matter to me. And I think a lot of people don't care either. Like if you're thinking that you're going into a building to clear it out and you got people on your right and your left, that'll be your wingman. You're sorely mistaken. They'll leave you. Some of them use you as a sponge to go in, right, and then clear it. But that's fine, man, because what I'm doing is I have a semi-automatic rifle that I'm trying to get 10 kills with, and it's taking me 2.5 hours. Yeah, the struggle is real. So I take COD, I take it for what it is and what COD has become, and I try and enjoy myself in those spaces. Like I love the zombies, right? Still love the multiplayer. They need to work on the on their service, right? Get a little bit more up to par. The cheating will always be there. I don't see them ever correcting that. They said they banned hundreds of thousands of accounts, but I'm pretty sure these guys just create another thing and then come back in. Right? It's going to be a point of contention until they can really fix that stuff. Right? So I don't even worry about that, dude. But again, I told you guys, if I'm in a game and I know the dudes are cheating, dude, I just drop. When I come into a game halfway, I know already that people, when the game first came out, dude, it was heaven. Right, a lot of people was in there, but you see people kind of coming out because of all these little issues that they have, and they're trying to address it, man. But I don't know how they're gonna fix it because they haven't been able to fix this stuff for years, man. That's why some of the most hardcore fans just left, and that's just something that they're gonna have to deal with, man. Luckily for them, this is why it was good for them to get picked up by Xbox and Microsoft. Because you see people out there trying to blame they're blaming Microsoft, even though this stuff's been going on for basically the last 10 iterations of COD. Just being honest. Microsoft really has nothing to do with it. In fact, if Microsoft did put their fingers in the pot, people would complain about that. So if I was Microsoft, I'd just let it go until they can figure out how to fix this stuff, which they might never do. So and then again, now they're floating the idea of just console players playing with console players, right? That's what a lot of console players want. But on the flip side of that, dude, I know that there's stuff you can get for console now, right? Quick aim and stuff like that. So. Yeah. What they should do is go after the companies that create these mods if they really want to stop it. But again, I don't think they can because it's hard, and that's why it continues. So you just gotta suffer through it, man. But do what I do, man. Find the good stuff about it and just occupy that space. That's how I enjoy my COD. Anyway, didn't mean to go off on that rant. Sorry. Get back to the comments. Yeah, I mean, if nobody shows up, dude, we can turn this into an all-in chat, which is fine. Faded Blaze said, I also heard that EA is in trouble because Dragon Age flopped. And Apex Legends is not bringing the money they needed. Potential buy. I think it would be a great buy. I talk about this all the time on the channel, Faded. I think it would be great if EA went underneath Microsoft for both companies because EA can get the financial backing that they need and just backing in general. And then for Xbox, man, I really feel like they need EA for the sports titles, right? Because I heard that FIFA, was it FIFA? Or was it their racing one, their Formula One? One of their sports franchises really underperformed, which doesn't help, especially on top of Dragon Age. And that's the sad thing about it. The reason why I want EA to go under Xbox is because I want EA to do stuff like Dragon Age. Because I would play EA games before. EA is Electronic Arts, right? And they took pride in that title, right? It wasn't Electronic Arts EA as in sports. It was Electronic Arts as in them making high quality games. Again, I told you guys on other videos, man, the Strike series is one of my favorite, dude. I loved Desert Strike, Urban Strike, and then what was the other one? Jungle Strike. No, it was Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, and then Urban Strike. Right? I absolutely love those games. So and that's why I would like Microsoft to pick up EA because I want them to start doing like what they're doing with their other studios, man. EA coming up with games and franchises like the EA of old, and I'm talking old school EA, man, when they used to come up with stuff that's outside of their sports. And then for Microsoft and Xbox, dude, they have more of a sports presence, man, because that stuff brings in a lot of money. College football killed it last year, right? You guys heard about how it pushed Xbox Series S, right? Because it was a cheaper option for people to just jump in and play. And if Microsoft can get those suite of games in there, it'll be great for everybody. Again, even if you don't play sports games, right? The goal is to get everybody in the ecosystem, and hopefully everybody on Game Pass, right? So that Microsoft can continue to do what they're doing, right? But 100%, dude. I mean, look, they read the TVs wrong, like most of these companies did. Again, tech found themselves untouchable when it came to all this DEI stuff, right? I think it started off with the best of intentions, but like what they say, the road to hell is paved with, right? But they let some of these people in there, man, and it ruined it. The person who was responsible for this, for Dragon Age, she left the company. Either she was fired or she left. Either way, she's gone, right? And she left a path of destruction. I don't know if Dragon Age is ever gonna recover. One of the ways I know they would recover is if Microsoft actually ended up owning EA. I mean, I like EA Play, right? But it's not games that I go to all the time, right? But it's nice to have it in there. It's nice to pick up and play some stuff. Right? You guys know I told you I'm not a Madden guy. I've never been. I grew up when my sports games was always either Sega or Tecmo, or stuff that was outside the norm, like your Blades of Steel. The only time I really got into EA sports games was when they had the Street series and they had the Playground series. Those were really cool. And again, man, if Microsoft owns EA, we could possibly get that again. EA has some great franchises, man, but they really need to find themselves. And Dragon Age is a perfect example of that, dude. I mean, again, well, whatever side you fall on when it comes to the DEI stuff, dude, at the end of the day, man, it's been devastating for this industry. That's just the honest truth. I'm just keep it 100 with you guys, right? Right now, and everything has shifted, dude. Right? It became a political thing this week, dude. I can speak to that directly, dude, because it affected my job big time. Memorandum came back from up on high, and they're like, and this post haste, boom, it's over by 5 o'clock today. By 1700 today, all of this stuff needs to be gone, and we have to scrub our website, schedules, calendars, everything. Okay, so just putting the reason I'm telling you guys this stuff is it's the pendulum has shifted, man. If you guys remember, like Faded, if you remember a couple years ago, dude, how this was the shoot du jour, right? Everybody was getting on board with this stuff. Economy tanks, and then everything goes south. And in some cases, look, I'll be honest with you, man. That, you need a scapegoat, and this was the big one, right? And then there's a couple channels I follow them intently, and they're talking about the only bad thing. I mean, it's good, right? Because you want quality in there, not just people in there creating stuff just to create stuff. You want the quality, but then on the flip side of that, dude, it can have another after effect that's not good. It's all over the board, man. But at the end of the day, to answer your question, yeah, definitely. Which I hope Microsoft really considers picking them up. I think that would be good for them. Satya already talked about we have $21 billion franchises. Well, had a couple more, man. Madden's huge. I don't like Madden. I don't play Madden. I know there's a lot of people that do. And I won't be up in my feelings like a lot of people that supposedly are gamers. When it comes to talking about that, man, we'll keep it 100 on this channel, dude. And EA has some huge franchises, and given that they could have the support of Microsoft and not worry about stuff, take their time. Well, then again, maybe I can't say that because I don't know. It looks like COD is going full speed ahead. Looks like they're not slowing down anytime soon. The amount of drops that they have, I think we're already going to have a second season in February. It looks okay. I might get it. I'm not sure. I want to see a little bit more. Love the trailer. In fact, I'll pull that up real quick. I think it's worthy, man. I think it's worthy of. I think it's worthy to take a look at it, guys. This is crazy because there's so much stuff coming out. But before I do that, I'll get back to the chat. Faded Blaze says I also heard that EA is in trouble. Oh yeah, okay, we did that. I'm sorry. Kind of falling behind. Hey, what's up, Anthony, man? What's up, brother? Cheers, bro. Welcome to the podcast. Good to have you here. Good times, man. It's going to be a fantastic 2025. I'm pretty sure you checked out the Developers Direct, man. Absolutely amazing show. Again, I agree with everybody else. This is their best Developer Directs. I disagree with everybody else. Was like this is their only good one. Or you can tell a lot of these guys don't watch Developer Directs, right? Because they're they carry the water, so to speak, of other people they follow. But again, if you guys are like me, you guys are like all of us in the group, I know a lot of you guys are regulars and stuff. I know, we've been watching these for a long time. It's definitely one of the best ones, or it definitely is the best one. But the other ones are great as well. All right, it's just that they knocked it out of the park with this. I mean, the games they showed, everything, just everything outside the box, man. 52 minutes. I think it's one of their longest ones. I could see them actually doing this again. I said this on the podcast or on the reaction. I hope they really consider doing these throughout the year. I mean, I don't know the cost or how hard it is, and gotta get the studios and stuff involved. I know it takes a lot of planning, but if they can pull it off, man, one every quarter, so 3 a year, I think that would be good. They could drop one right before, or they could do one right before E3 kicks off, whenever their E3 is supposed to be. And again, man, I wish Microsoft would just take that over. I mean, the funny thing, again, like I talked about it on I think I said this on the reaction when I was giving my thoughts, right? The thing about all of this being, Microsoft just sucks all the air out of the room, so you just might as well run with it, right? Microsoft could do stuff because they're doing it right now, dude. Sony and Nintendo are not doing anything, right? They have really nothing to show. Right. Again, we talked about this. Nintendo dropped the hardware. Like, dude, if you're excited about Switch 2, my daughter might want to get it. I don't know. She's enamored with all these. What's the game we just got? Impact, Genshin Impact, and she plays those games. She plays on her phone. So that stuff is not on Switch. Maybe if the Switch 2 is as powerful as they're saying it is, the rumors are, and maybe they can put those games on there. Maybe she'll play. I don't know, right? But who knows? But they did a little couple minute drops, man, that people did reactions to, but you can't really build a video on that. So what I'm trying to say, dude, if you're a pro PlayStation channel, or if you're a pro Nintendo channel, hardcore stuff aside, man, there's really what are you really talking about, right? And on the PlayStation side, dude, that's why all of these guys are always talking about Xbox. Most of them was watching. This is the most amazing thing. I was trying to wait for everybody else to come in, but we'll just go full speed ahead, dude. Right. The thing I found the most entertaining thing about all this stuff, right, is that a lot of the PlayStation dudes watched it, and a lot of the reactors watched it because there's nothing else to react to. Now on the reactor side, that just the average person that's trying to find content for their channel, so they watch these shows, right? And all they have is the Microsoft stuff. It's funny to me because years ago when everybody was doing stuff, man, they would definitely trend more towards the PlayStation side, right? Because that's where their people that watch their channel was watching. That's what they see in the news all the time. The negative stuff for the Xbox, more positive stuff for the PlayStation. So that would actually infect their channel. Right. And this is true now because they're doing these videos now, right? But they have to be on the Xbox side because Xbox is the only one making the content that they can put on their channel to react to. And I think it's great, right? Because it kills off all this other drama, right? Because the other two have nothing to show, and then it's allowing these guys, these reactors, to come in and look at what Xbox has through a lens that's not filtered, right? They get to experience it for themselves, right? Like for example, I just showed that trailer. Synduality, right? I'm like, oh, dude, I had no idea about the trailer. I didn't know this game was coming out. I think it dropped already. I mean, it's a $7 price tag with a $99 price tag on digital. That's kind of expensive, right? So I don't know if the game is worthy of that. It looks like it is. The pedigree of Bandai Namco is well known. Am I going to drop that money on it? We'll see, right? But right, for case in point, right, when these guys do these videos and they're looking at all this kind of stuff, right, it doesn't have the bias, right? Because PlayStation hasn't been doing anything, and I ultra focus on PlayStation because you guys know how I feel about that, and I think it's more applicable to what I'm talking about, man. So, right, because they don't have that filter or barrier, I should say, right? When they do the Xbox reaction, man, it's funny to listen to them because they're like, "Oh my gosh, that game looks cool. Oh, I didn't know they had games like this on Xbox. Oh, Game Pass sounds like a great deal. Stuff that we've been known for like the last 7 years." As Xbox guys, all the stuff that we've been talking about. Now it's finally catching up. And I think that's a great thing because I think it's just great for gaming in general. Sure, I want to see Sony die. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm never going to shy away from it. Like I say, keep it 100 on there. I can't stand them. Right? And the day that they die, I think it'd be a great day for gaming. With that being said, right, it's good to see the change. Right? And who knows what Sony's going to do this year. I don't keep up with them on that level. But getting back to the original point, a lot of these guys, it's amazing to me. People have already done the clips, right? Maybe I'll try and find one. I should actually move phone. But people are showing the clips of all these dudes, man, that hate Xbox, having to kind of bend the knee. I saw one dude, what's his name? Reforge Gaming. Saw a clip of him when the guy, he was sitting there watching it, and somebody clipped it and said, I just don't have to get Game Pass. Or no, what did he say? Was he the one that said that, or was it the other dude? Anyway, dude, these guys are just losing their mind. I don't watch their channels. I don't like them, to be honest with you. But I can always count on the gaming community to cut and splice this stuff, right? If you watch guys like Fatanga, he's been talking about it. But Fatanga's more on the PC side, right? And so is Alex. But it's good to watch their reactions to it because they're just mining that salt, dude. And again, at the end of the day, dude, I don't have any issues with whatever console that you want to play, whatever format you do it in, that's fine. Right, but when you start crossing them streams and coming over here and try to talk your trash, like sometimes I even get people in my comments. I don't get it as bad as Unlimited, right? Does, but I mean, we have people come in here and talk, and you can come in and talk, dude. Because at the end of the day, man, whatever you tell me, dude, I'm not going to change my mind, dude. I mean, I'm like that across the board, dude. I'm a Marvel fan, through and through. Even though a lot of you guys get mad at me for getting down on Marvel, but I need to. Because I am a fan, dude. That's the way I roll. So something like this kind of stuff will not change my mind. You can come in and say all that you want to, because at the end of the day, you're on a pro Xbox channel, which I never understood. You know what I mean? And then if you just come in, like some of the guys that come in here, they're more than welcome. Cygnus and I forgot the other dude's name. I'm sorry, guys, I'm old. But like you can give your opinion, man. That's cool. That's cool, dude. And then you see, even when you guys troll, like some of these dudes do try and troll, and I understand, man. Their heart bleeds blue, but man, look at what happens, dude. Then you have this developer direct, and Microsoft Xbox just flips everything on its head. Right? This is the problem that they're dealing with, man, because it happens in cycles. Like I tell you guys, dude, it's been going on for years. Anything positive, Xbox, you expect the backlash and negative from the media and from the other fans. Right, and then when that happens, Microsoft drops something else, right? And then we went back and forth tit for tat. This is why, I mean, if this is the dance that we're gonna do, fine, right? Because it all bears out. There's a pattern of this for years, right? Again, I have to tell everybody all the time, man. Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. They don't. Money's not their problem, man. I mean, it's just not, right? But I will say profit is their goal. I'm not blind to that fact, but that's the people being disingenuous, man, with their opinions, man. I'm like, dude, what you're telling me doesn't match up, dude. If you can sit there and tell me something, I already occupied a space, dude. I know what they're thinking, okay, for the most part, because they put it out there. Now the stuff that we don't know, and I make it known on the channel. That's why we do a lot of speculation stuff on here, because I love to do that. But they're not hard to read about what their plans are, what they plan to do, right? And I already keep up on the politics of pop culture, so you can't tell me anything aside from that, right? And it's been proven over the since 2013, dude. We've been doing this dance with these guys, so it is what it is. But, dude, let me try. I'm trying to find this, man. Oh yeah, it was Dynasty Warriors. Sorry, Dynasty Warriors just dropped out. There's a remaster of Tales of Grace. Is that Koei Tecmo? If you guys, so my point being is that when Microsoft makes these deals with all these companies, right? They follow in suit. There's a pattern, right? Of promotion for their new game. So you get Ninja Gaiden Black that they remastered, right? That dropped day one. Because that, we all love the shadow drops, man. That was a huge one, man. That was a showstopper. Not gonna lie, right? But then also builds excitement for Ninja Gaiden 4 coming later on in the year. So they did a twofer on that. And then if you go into the store, I'm pretty sure they'll be dropping some other stuff in there as well. Dude, who does this stuff? I'm trying to find something, guys. Oh, you know what I'll play, dude? I love this, dude, because it's a sizzle reel. I love the sizzle reels that they do. Share screen. Let's see if you guys can see this. You guys see it? Yeah, here we go, dude.
I cannot move. This is so funny.
You will feel like the super weapon in the center of a medieval war against hell.
All of Azel's powers are designed around textile crafting and spinning wheels. The combat system is built around chaining attacks and unraveling enemies.
Our reactive turn-based system has a real-time reaction which gives combat greater intensity and dynamism.
忍具やシリーズおなじみの体術など忍者アクションを駆使して乗り越えていくことになります。
皆様に進化した忍者ガイデンを触っていただける日を楽しみにしています。
Again, I love that, dude. I love sizzle reels, number 1 and number 2. It was really cool, man. You get the stuff behind the scenes because, again, very professional when they put their product together. But then you get to see what's really going on when they do this stuff. So, absolutely love it. And again, like I said earlier, man, being able to control the environment probably a lot easier for these guys. As you can tell, they're a little bit goofy. And I'm not making fun of them, dude. I'm the same way, dude. I'm a nerd, right? So I understand. It's hard to straddle both sides. You know what I mean? Present a product as well as being your personality is the way that it is. But again, Microsoft understands that there's so many stuff that they've done since 2013 to improve the brand and the product as well as the ecosystem. So shout out to them, man. Very well done. Let me see. Let me shrink this bad boy down. Let me go try and find the other thing I was looking for, dude. Because they dropped a lot of stuff, dude. You know what? I didn't know that they did that. They did the stories as well. Oh my goodness, dude. I didn't know that they had this other. I'm just seeing some of the stuff for the very first time. Sorry, guys. I was looking for a video and I'm getting distracted. Oh my goodness. I didn't know they did that either. Oh, and Eternal Strands is going to be launching soon. Like Diablo is an awesome game, but I just don't like the demonology behind it. So I stopped playing it. And it's kind of funny because it's like Microsoft can afford to take that hit because I'm actually occupying other spaces in their ecosystem, like what we talked about earlier. Oh, they did more highlights from the developer direct. That's cool. I can't find the video I'm looking for, guys. Sorry. Oh man, I don't think I'm ever gonna. I know. I should do better at that. I say that all the time, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll continue on, guys, because there's other stuff that we can definitely look at. Man. I definitely want to show you. I definitely want to focus on the reaction of the internet when it comes to all this kind of stuff, dude. It's been amazing to watch. Again, I'm not gonna lie, it gives me a little bit of a joy watching these people melt down and admit that they're wrong, which we all knew they were. But when they finally have to do it, especially when it happens live to them, right? A lot of these guys watch it again. They have nothing to watch. A lot of them probably went in watching it ready to pounce, right? Then they see it's funny. There's two things that happen with these guys, right? Number one, they were shocked, right? And you can tell that they actually like what they're seeing, but they can't say that. And then since they're live streaming, man, their own chat, which is full of people at PlayStations, are actually excited about it. And when you have all that stuff going on, bro, you can't hide it, dude. Right? And it's sad it has to be that way, man. But look, dude, don't hate the player, hate the game. I can't. That's the path they chose to strive on. It is what it is, dude. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not gonna enjoy the tears or the salt. I definitely am, but it's par for the course. But anyway, let's share this really quickly, dude, because this is the thing that, like I said, what I like to do is I like to look at the overall feel of what's going on when Microsoft drops this kind of stuff, when they do a showcase. And as you can see here, this is the news. Again, if you guys don't use Bing, get yourself an account, tie it to, what I have to do is to tie it to my Xbox account, right? And if you do that, every time you do searches using the Bing engine, man, you get points. And I don't know if you guys can see this on my screen, but that's how many points I have right now. I turned it in for $100 just to buy some stuff. I bought some movies. I bought about a month of Game Pass, and then I bought I bought a couple games too that were on sale. All right, so what you can do, guys, look, if you're strapped for cash, I know last year was pretty tough, right? I'm looking at all of my bills now, dude. They've grown by 10 ever since December, man. They jumped up. Everything jumped up where I live, right? The food, the utilities, all that stuff, dude. Everything costs more. Then you got all your services and stuff increase exponentially. You have to cut more stuff, right? And so anyway, my point being, this is a good way for you to have, like, it's almost like you have a pool of cash on the backdrop if you just do Bing searches, man, right? And you do some of the stuff on Xbox, which you're doing anyway. Play for 15 minutes, you get 5 points. Play 8 games in a month, you get 350 points, and it all adds up in here. And then what you do is you can turn it in for real Microsoft cash, right? But you use it, you know, yes, it's digital currency. You're using it through the store, all of that kind of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, dude, like if I turn this in right now, I could get a controller. I could get the new red Sapphire thing that comes in and still have some left over. Now I don't think I can get the like, or I can do a custom Elite 2 controller, but I probably have to pay an additional $50, $50 to $60. But still, dude, that's a great option to have, man. If you guys aren't doing this, you should. And I know, man, it could be troublesome for you guys, but I'm on the internet all the time, especially for my job, right? So a lot of times I'm calculating those points. As if it's if my my company sends me on to a conference or something like that and allows me to use the points, right? To for mileage, right? That's how some of the guys I know where I work, man, they're able to go. They convert that mileage to points and they use that later on for their vacations. And that's the times we're living in, man. Look, guys, you guys got it. Look, that's how it is. You guys got to find ways. Maybe you got it good. Maybe you live in a lower cost of living area, unlike me, and maybe you guys are rich. I don't know. So if you got it like that, man, more power to you, man. I'm not a hater. I'm not like that. I never am. But if you got it like that, do you think of us less fortunate? And so everybody got to do what they got to do. But if you're not doing this, I just think you should do it on principle, especially if you bleed green. You just should have that, dude. And then, you know, like the other day, man, like when I first turned into money, I didn't realize that my thing had gotten over to 200, and I was up on 250 points, 250,000 points, right? And so I was kind of like, oh snap, but yeah, I will. Because what ended up happening is I wanted to buy Indiana Jones. No, I was like 340. And then I turned in money to get Indiana Jones, right? Because it was like $49.99 for the 4K UHD, dude. I was all up in the game. Dude, that got me nostalgia feels. I ended up buying the whole Indiana Jones 1 through 3, 1, 2, and 3. And it was 4K UHD. But it's $50, so I just turned in some points. I think it was normally like 99. Well, or 79 or something like that. So I turned them in, I got the points in. And you know what Microsoft did? The next week they dropped it down to $20. But it's cool, right? Because I used my Bing points for it. So it's all good. Hey, sorry, David, man. I was on the other page. David Cohen says, it turns out Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was the Ninja Gaiden game added to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It's not Ninja Gaiden 4. Yeah, that was the Shadow Drop, David. But Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out for Game Pass. It should be for Game Pass, Ninja Gaiden 4, right? For Game Pass. All those games they said were on Game Pass at the end of the year, like probably holiday season. They said fall 2025. But then again, if you looked at the drops of the other games, right, they're all like these. So these games that are dropping, dude, they're not like one's in May, the others in June, and the other ones in October, man. They're like April, May. I think February, April, May. Like 2 games they showed, which was South of Midnight and Clair Obscura, man. Both of them are going to be dropping in April, right? One April 8th and the other April 20 something. I think it was. But I'm pretty sure Ninja Gaiden 4, David, is going to be. And by the way, welcome. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Game Pass at the end of the year, more towards the end of the year. Because I believe they're both right. There was like Xbox Game Studios, and then they went right into Ninja Gaiden 4. So that's Microsoft. You can tell, bro. You can tell, like that. You know, these dudes are all happy, man, because Microsoft's doing all the heavy lifting, especially with the money. Right, and again, not stressing them out. This is what, again, Sarah Bond was talking about, right? When these relationships that they built, and shout out again to Sarah, man. We're getting this stuff because of her. Phil, who started it, rolling the dice, and then you can't exclude Matt Booty as well, man. He's the hammer. So, I mean, these guys have been doing it nonstop. I know, David. The other controversy being that. Sorry. Wait, let me get your other comment. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. David, how's Ninja Gaiden 2 Black for you, and how does it run on the Xbox Series X? So I was trying to download it yesterday, and it took a while. So I ended up playing Medieval. Played another game, Medieval Dynasty. So I started playing that game, waiting for Ninja Gaiden Black, but I got so much into Medieval Dynasty, I was like, okay, and I played that for a couple hours, and it still didn't download. And where I live is probably do what I live. What I tend to do is I download it because that game it's not on the cloud. Number one, number two, I wouldn't play it on the cloud. Sometimes I have to do it overnight to download all these games to my hard drive. And again, I'm still stuck with the same problem like all the rest of us, right? That we don't have enough hard drive space. So that's why I'm happy about the cloud being better, being more. I'm able to utilize it more because then I can just check out certain games and see if it's worthy of a download or not. Which most of them are actually, but you know, time is an issue for me. Like I talk about all the time. But it should be downloaded. I saw my Xbox was off when I got up this morning, but I want to do the podcast first. I was hoping some of the guys could jump in, but it's cool. We can roll. And then, but so yeah, to answer your question, Dave, I have not tried it yet. The reactions from people online though have been very positive, right? So that's what we're kind of looking at right now. So I can't blow this up. Can I blow this up any bigger? No, I can't. But I mean, it's. I'm not gonna like read. I mean, I'm just what I want to show is just. I just want to go through this and show a lot of the reactions, like a brief synopsis of the reactions, which are very positive. Most of the time, you type in Xbox, all the negative stuff pops up, right? Because all these people are covering it, right? So like you get these outliers every once in a while, which I think is good. It's pretty useful information. Forbes, right? Let's see who. Wait, I want to see who did this one. Yeah, Mitch Wallace. This is not Paul Tassi. You can, if it has a positive title, more than likely it's not. Oop, I messed up this. When it has a positive title like that, it's never. Oh boy, it's never our favorite man, Paul Tassi. If it has a negative title from Forbes, it'll be Paul Tassi. If it doesn't have a negative title from Forbes, it's usually somebody else who wrote the article, which I find funny. Okay. Oh, sorry, dude. I'll get to you. Okay? I read that one. Sorry, I haven't tried Ninja Gaiden 2 Black yet either. Yeah, I mean, I have the game. I played it. I've played the game before, right? But because they enhanced it, it looked amazing on the when we were watching it. So they basically they remastered it in Unreal Engine. That's why I'm excited to play it. I mean, I was telling he bought this the other day. I was like, it amazes me how Tecmo's games stand the test of time. And but having them remaster it, dude, I can't wait to play it. Dude, I just hope I can hold up, bro, man. I'm not as young as I used to be, dude. My reflexes, I feel it in COD every time I play COD, bro. I'm like looking at somebody trying to aim down the sight, dude, and I can't lock on like I used to. This is probably why a lot of people are getting the aim assist, dude. Because I mean, I won't do that, dude. Because I don't like doing that stuff, dude. Kill me 1,000 times, man. As long as you're beating me fairly, I don't need to get any enhancements. The only thing I probably enhance myself sometimes when I play COD is, but I just happen to play after I took an energy drink. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'll probably try and jump on after today's podcast, dude, and play. Just see it, dude. I mean, I have a QLED TV, so when you have these upgrades and stuff like that, like I was watching. What show was I watching last night? I was watching anime last night, dude, and it looks so good, dude. It looks so good on the TV. An interesting thing, it wasn't 4K, but they did a lot of stuff in the anime with the 3D. What was I watching? What was the name of that thing? I can't think of it. It's one of these ridiculously long titles that I can never remember. Though it's a series type that's in the genre. It's its own specific genre where you get people from other worlds come in, and then this one, the guy's a salaryman, and he gets selected by this demon overlord, and then he has all these generals, and he's gonna make this dude a general, and all the other guys are like, "Why are you picking this dude? He's number one, he's human, so he's gonna die." They're like degrading him and all this kind of stuff. But the reason why the dude picked him, because he's been watching him, is because he's a salaryman, but he's also a negotiator. So the way the anime is going is that he has to negotiate treaties and get other people to their side, and the other guys can't do that stuff, and they're there for other reasons, man. But they needed him. They needed this guy in here to broker deals, and he can read people and all this stuff. It's just interesting, man, when you start doing this. David says, "I'm getting too old. I'm almost..." Bro, don't even talk to me, David. Bro, don't even talk to me. You're talking to somebody in his 50s, man. You are young, man. You'll understand when you get 50 and then somebody in their 30s, like 30, 34, they're like, "Oh, man, I'm so old." You just look down like, "Yeah, whatever, bro." No, I get you, bro. I get you, man. It's a young man sport, right? As they say. You know, the older you get, man, those reflexes dull. And you're not as fast as you were in your teens or your 20s, man. But you know what I mean. You got it, bro. You be good. I mean, a lot of these games are built for the newer generation, right? That's another thing. My daughter plays Genshin Impact, and I just watch her, and I'm like, holy cow! I'm supposed to be playing it, dude, but it's I gotta wrap my mind around that stuff, dude. It's definitely a game built for their generation because there's so much multitasking. That's what the only way I can explain it, dude. There's so much stuff going on when she's playing this game. I'm like, holy crap, dude. The hardest things we have, like Ninja Gaiden, I think is a hard game, right? In a good way. But man, what they're doing, man, she has like 4 characters. She's swiping them all out. They all have all these different abilities. You can build off of those different abilities. Stuff that, like action RPGs, we do that stuff. But this on this level, dude, it's crazy, man. I'm like watching her play. I'm like, I'm getting lost in it. It's just like when they introduced Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and they started getting ridiculous with the combos, man. I'm more old school Street Fighter, right? So I'm looking at this stuff. It looks cool. I played it, but I'm like, dude, this is. Yeah, like, to me, man, you gotta have like ADHD to play some of these games, bro. I'm just like, or be on the spectrum or something, bro. But I'm like watching these dudes play. I'm like, man, dude, I'm lost. I'm old, man. I'm afraid to admit it, dude. Got nothing to hide. But bro, you'll be fine. You can hang with the other stuff easily, unlike guys like me. But thanks for being here, David. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I mean, see, like you get stuff like this. Xbox's Phil Spencer pledges Nintendo Switch 2 support. They are just masterful, right? You'll get those, right? Because everybody's a Nintendo and PlayStation fanboy. Because again, it's a generation of people we raised in gaming that are like this. This is why gaming is suffering. Kotaku, man. Kotaku 2025 is shaping up to be a massive year for Xbox Game Pass releases. Yeah. Kotaku also is up here. Xbox holds big January showcase. They gotta take a shot at Elon. I mean, look, if he was boosting his stuff through that, yeah, that's worthy of being said, regardless if you agree with him or not. And that is in the gaming space. That is acceptable. And then more of this week's top stories. What else we got? Here we go. Inverse. Xbox may have lost the console war, but it's just getting started in 2025. Xbox has not won the console war. They actually put an end to the console war. Because Xbox once Phil Spencer said I reference this interview all the time. Once he started talking and with his big plan, the bigger picture. When he mentioned the bigger picture, I understand exactly what he said. For a lot of you guys, I just don't like Sony, and you guys should know that by now if you watch the channel. That's what keeps me holding on to the console. What else we got? Xbox honors the most exceptional games with the latest Xbox Excellence Award. Yeah, so this is another one, right? And I think, look, dude, I'm glad Microsoft is doing that. I think it's kind of sad that they have to do this. And I don't even know the games. Look, I'll be honest with you. Maybe I should read this article first. But what I just my first impression, I saw that it's like Microsoft has to make their own thing to honor the games that they feel, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them on the Xbox side, that don't get the respect that they deserve, man. Again, if you watch the developer direct, that should speak volumes to you that Microsoft has to do something like that. You see the teams, you see the time, the attention to detail, the money, all of that stuff, and then Astrobot wins. Dude, and I'm not even going to say that an Xbox game needed to win, but Xbox definitely had some games that should have been nominated, number one. Number two, should have at least been considered. And there were games way more bigger than Astrobot was. Not just in scope, man, but also as far as money, everything, dude. And it didn't even sell well. Like, for me, if you get Game of the Year, you got to take that all into consideration, man. But as long as Jeff Keighley's running this award, that's why I don't watch that crap, man. It's just like watching a game that's rigged. And like how a lot of people felt when they saw the Tyson Paul fight, right? They knew that something was up, man, the way that all went down. For me personally, I just treated it like a Netflix show, right? And I like the pomp and circumstance. But I understand, dude. If you pay big money to watch the fight and that's what you got, dude, and you're pissed, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And I just console myself that the female fight was pretty cool. It was pretty brutal and it was awesome. I didn't get the chance to watch the first fight, but I heard that one was good too. But again, Xbox got to do what Xbox got to do, I guess. They could just take over the industry and then not worry about it. But they're nice, so I'll leave it at that. I won't go down that road. Oh, here's one. Xbox Series X and S sales trailing behind Xbox One in US while PS5 outpaces PS4. And of course, it's our friends from Eurogamer. So I want to thank you, Eurogamer, for restoring my faith in the fact that the gaming media is absolute trash. You guys never disappoint me, no matter what's going on. And Eurogamer is top dog for that. It'd be funny if Europe went bankrupt, but it is what it is. Games Radar decided to go on the safe with the safe title here. And then again, it's not so much that they have to be positive. It is good that it's not negative, and that's how you can tell this developer direct. This developer direct was outside of itself. Say GameSpot even can't stand GameSpot, man. Can't stand these dudes. I think they're from Australia or something like that, man. But they're ponies. They're ponies to the core. Xbox Directs are about more than games. They're about the human side of game development. Yeah, that's something that GameSpot would focus on. And look, they're not wrong, dude. But this is them, Kotaku, Verge, all these people, right? They look at stuff like this. Which, to be fair, man, I do look at this as well. I'll put myself out there, but I'm saying, that's them, dude. They're gonna get canceled soon. They're gonna get canceled soon. They're another DEI holdover that needs to go. But yeah, again, just wanted to go over this. Oh, here we go. Is Marvel Spider-Man 2 on Xbox Game Pass? That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so my point. I think I made my point right. Pretty positive, dude. Either positive, somewhat positive, but no hate, except for our friends over at Eurogamer. We can always count on them to be pricks. So again, that's how you know. That's how I gauge how positive the developer direct was, right? Let me see if I can find anything on here. Let me see this. Dude, hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm missing the... David Cohen says, some ponies gave the Xbox Direct a backhanded compliment because they can't shut the fuck up about Xbox porting their games to PS5. Yeah. Exactly, David. Exactly. And the reason why that doesn't bother me as much because that's absolute cope. We know it's cope, right? And at the end of the day, they're gonna have to buy the game. Again, when people tell me about Game Pass going on the Switch or Game Pass going on the PlayStation, it's always from a Microsoft perspective, right? Because that's all they focus on, right? They don't like Microsoft. They hate Microsoft. It's all Microsoft's fault, right? Microsoft is also responsible for global warming, if you didn't know. Right? It's all of that stuff rolled up into one. The problem being is because they're so ultra focused on Xbox and what Xbox is doing or what they're not doing or how they're going to die, they never look at their own companies, which they should, right? Because it wouldn't be in place Sony's best interest to put Game Pass on their console, dude. Sony doesn't even like putting their games on PC, right? So how did people figure that they would want Game Pass on there, right? Regardless of what Microsoft feels, right? You're just basically putting Microsoft Store and their money front on your console. And we know PlayStation is all about the hardware and their software, man. We saw the interview with what's his name? I can't think of his name, but the dude that just talked to that prick over at Kind of Funny Games. But he gave an interview, the former CEO, and he talked about that, dude. And a lot of the stuff, which was ironic, a lot of this, like with the remaster of Ninja Gaiden Black 2, right? The way they're reacting to it, a lot can be said on that level as well. Yeah, very good point, David. The only thing with these PlayStation guys is, they're being reactionary because the walls are closing in on them. I will say that Xbox is doing that too. Xbox is going a death by 1,000 cuts and doing it, taking the high moral road. The problem I always have when I say this on the channel, I just want them to smash them. Right? I don't want to wait for the death by 1,000 cuts. I want a nuclear bomb dropped on these dudes. I want a Moab on Sony, so we can move on. Number one, but I just want to see them destroy and I'm not gonna lie, dude. I want to see them suffer. I do. Right? After all these years of dealing with these losers. Okay? My personal opinion, not everybody will agree with me. I understand that. And you don't have to agree with me. You can have your own opinion as well. But exactly 100%, dude. I was seeing that, but the cope is real. And look, whatever helps them. Like Unlimited said that in his podcast. Hey, whatever helps these guys sleep at night, 100% behind that as well, dude. It's funny to me. But good point, man. Thanks for saying that. Because that's something I didn't. Yeah, that's something I did notice as well. And it was. And again, it's entertaining. We get mind assault with that. And there's guys out there doing that right now. And if I'm pretty sure Microsoft doesn't mind you giving them $70 for their games, which they won't do. Like these guys are saying, I might have to get that day one. They're not going to do that, guys. Most of them won't. There's some that will, but most of them won't. They don't even buy their own games on the first day of release. So these guys are all waiting for it to drop on sale, right? Because for reasons, right? But thanks for the comment. That was a great comment, dude. 2Man55. What's up, Sega Forever? Hey, what's up, 2Man, brother? What's up, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Good times, man. Good times. Then we got Judah Gaming. Phil is killing the brand. What's the point giving their games to PlayStation? I mean, I've talked about it on my channel. Judah, I'm not a big fan of the way Phil's going about this. Like I just said, Death by 1,000 Cuts. I'm not with that either. Falling on your sword? No, that's not me. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I know that there's an interview out there. I have not watched it because I don't like Paris Lily. You guys know I don't like Paris. The other dude that's interviewing him, man, is pretty cool. We don't have a problem with him, but they have a one-on-one interview. I might have to watch it just because. In fact, how long is that? Let me go look that up real quick. Let me go look it up. Shoot. Phil Spencer interview. Let's see. Let's see, brothers. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer on his legacy and the future of gaming. Danny Pena. That's the dude. That's him. Danny Pena. I haven't got a chance to watch this. Wow, it's 26 minutes. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch it right now. Sorry guys, excuse me. This might be something I might watch with the dudes. Might do a reaction video on it. Hold on, let me show if I can. Can you guys see this? Am I showing it right there? Yeah, right here, right? You guys see it? So right there, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer on his legacy and the future of gaming. So I don't know how deep they dive into it, man. I've seen a little bit of a snippet of it. And again, you guys, I don't care for Paris at all. I don't have a problem with the Danny Pena dude, man. He seems pretty cool. He's been in the community for the longest time. Right up there with me, guys like me and E-Rock. We've been rocking with we've been rocking games for a long time, and we've been rocking with Xbox for a long time. You know what, guys? We might do that, dude. I might get the guys together, or if everybody jumps in, we might do a quick watch of it. Well, not a quick watch. It's 26. Look, I know, guys. My podcasts are long. I try and keep it short, but I've just given up on hope on that. But good point, Judah, man. Look, I'm gonna argue the point. I've made my feelings known. I don't think they should take their games over there. If it's a third-party game that they're publishing, like I don't care so much about Ninja Gaiden, right? Because Ninja Gaiden has been a game out there. I would prefer them keep it, to be honest with you. But I'm open to letting them do games that are third-party. I don't have a problem with that. Right? That's not their own games. But when you start talking about Halo and Gears, and I'm not saying they're gonna do that, guys. Like a lot of people. Hold on. We got this dude mowing his lawn. The funny thing about where I live, guys, these people don't have big yards, and it takes them forever to mow. You don't even need a lawnmower. All you need is a weed eater, and it takes them a long time. So my point being, look, dude. Halo should not be on PlayStation. I don't care what anybody says. It stays on Xbox, dude. You have to be. Look, if you guys are following the Netflix formula, dude, just stick with that Netflix formula, right? Focus on your games. Your franchises need to stay on Xbox. Just keep them there. Send all the other stuff over, right? I mean, and look, dude, I'm extending an olive branch to the Xbox guys, Xbox proper. Phil and his crew. Look, just Gears ain't shouldn't be going to no PlayStation. Halo shouldn't be going to no PlayStation, no Forza, none of that stuff. They keep them on Xbox. You guys need something, man, to define who you are. You need something, even if you guys aren't making the sales. Because I'm telling you, man, I don't think you guys can put this stuff wherever. You know, you're already doing it with PC, right? PC to me all makes a little. PC makes sense. PC makes sense. Dude, who are these people calling me, dude? I have no idea who you are, bro. I'm not gonna answer you. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, but this dude's always calling me. I don't know who he is. Right, it is what it is, dude. You got your CODs over there. You bought a multi-platformer and Minecraft, and you did the right thing by keeping it everywhere, right? You did what was good for the game. Dude. There's no point in you putting Halo on another console, right? Its beginnings technically was with PC, but everybody associates Halo with console, and everybody associates Halo with Xbox. Right, so don't do it. I don't recommend you doing it. Don't do it. All right, just don't. I'm not gonna lie, it'll piss me off if they did that. Right, and I had mentioned this today, and I'll let you know this, man. I was thinking about kind of stepping away, and not like giving up on Xbox, because I can't, guys. I can't. Like I said in my previous video, I can't leave the ecosystem. Like what Phil was saying in that one interview when he talked about they lost the generation because everybody's digital. Well, I can't leave the generation because everything I own, dude. I have over 900 games with Xbox. That's not physical, dude. That's digital. When I pull up all my games, right, it says 999, but I know some of them is like games for gold, all that kind of stuff. As far as games that I have a ton of games, dude. Right? Because I have this habit of buying games when I probably shouldn't buy games. Anyway, so I said to Dea, I'm like, look, dude, if they're doing that, man, I'll probably step away. I'll start treating Xbox and Microsoft like I treat every other brand. Like right now, like for me, when I play games and I spend my money, dude, Xbox is one of those. It's like with Netflix, right? I treat them all on that same level, like how I use Amazon, right? They get top tier, right? But then I felt a certain way. I'm like, dude, then what's the point, right? I mean, if for me, you're I know you're trying to expand and you want other people to play. But at the end of the day, it's guys like us that are keeping this stuff going, right? And maybe that's not enough for you guys. I understand that. I know times are changing and stuff like that, but I don't think you're going to get it out there either, right? So to me, what you're going to do is you're going to kill your brand, and you're going to make the people that's put in on this feel a certain way. And I'm not saying, like I said, it doesn't behoove me to leave the ecosystem. I can enjoy it, but I would just enjoy it on a different level, if that makes sense, right? Like I don't have to have Game Pass, right? I have over 900 games I need to get cracking on, right? So if I'm invested all my time and money with these games, I would actually go and play those games, right? Because I don't know what the future of Xbox is going to be. I think they still have a future, man. But like I told you guys before, if it goes to PC, I'm not playing PC. I don't play on PC. I'm not going to get a Fire Stick because I don't. Their cloud service is good, but it's not. I can't. Most of the games I like to play, I can't play on cloud, guys. Right, so it's not me stepping away as more so as them kind of like moving on, and that's totally understandable, dude. I'm old, man. I've been doing this for a long time, right? But then the thing I didn't realize, right, after I told the other, I was like, oh, but I still need the online, which again, dude, this is that's smart. That's smart that Xbox does that, right? I just wish they would do that across the board, right? Especially to the people that hate them, right? Right, because I'm dialed in. So, Judah, I get what you're saying, dude. I just shared. I have my certain opinions and stuff like that, but I'm always going to be green. That's just the way it is, man. That's how I'm going to consume my games. Until I get tired of video games, I'm always going to rock out on Xbox. So, and again, I said this the other day, man. For all the negative stuff that they do, the positive far outweighs the negative, dude. Man, I'm just venting right now. Right? I ain't going to be no crap gamer. I definitely ain't going to be no Tim Dog. And that's the hard part for me, man. The stuff that Xbox is doing, dude. Tim Dog's been rocking Xbox for so long. And then he did what he did, and I'm like, bro, everything you wanted is over here now, right? You could have stayed here and just complain like like me. I'd be the old man on the porch. That's not a AAA game. Like get off my lawn, like that kind of crap, right? Or you just vote with your wallet or work yourself within the ecosystem, right? This is the smart thing that they did, man. I mean, after I thought about that, and shout out to Dale, because I told Dale that was just kind of between me and her, but I put myself on blast, man, because I realized I was like, oh yeah, but how am I going to play online? Because a lot of the games I have and a lot of games I like to play is online, right? I can shift focus into the single player stuff, but then you also have to have the DLC. So it wouldn't be in my best interest to not have Game Pass. And I'm not saying that I would get rid of Game Pass. It's just like I was saying, for me, it's kind of like, okay, so I have this single player game I need to play, so maybe I'll just let my Game Pass. So like I'm looking at it this way, guys. If I have like 10 different single player games that doesn't need internet connectivity, but then again, I realize, oh yeah, but this is digital, right? So anyway, that's my point, right? I'm plugged in. I'm plugged into the matrix. I might have to go the route of CD keys and stuff like that, like our brethren, right, to get more bang for my buck, or just totally focus my like I showed you with the Bing points I have, just totally focus that on using that to pay for my Game Pass. So, but Judah, thanks for being here, brother. Good comment. Two man as well, brother. If I didn't shut you out, bro, thanks for being here. David Cohen says now PlayStation isn't dead in my opinion, but it is having an identity crisis. Sony doesn't know what they're doing anymore, and that's what's causing issues with PlayStation. Yeah, David, 100% agree with you. That's why I want Microsoft to kind of destroy them because, like, again, I'll be honest with you guys. You guys know I'm a Sega dude, man. I hate Sony, right? But taking that hat off, right? I'm just being honest with you, right? It's holding us back though, right? Because they have such a strong brand. Disney suffers the same thing, David. Right, a lot of the stuff with our animation and advancements in technology and animation and stuff that would revolve around a lot of the stuff that Disney does because they own so many properties in tech, right? But then it's slowing us down overall, right? And then you have other studios like DreamWorks and stuff like that stepping in, right? But since Disney that brand, right? When they mess up, dude, we all have to suffer. That's the same thing with Sony, dude. They have such brand recognition. Like most of their people play it because of the brand, not because, if we're being honest, not because of gaming. Because if they play because of gaming, dude, they'd have every console, and they would definitely have Game Pass, an Xbox and Game Pass, or a PC and Game Pass, right? And they've been saying that for years, since 2013. If only Xbox did this, if only Xbox did that, if only Microsoft had a powerful console, if only Microsoft had a better UI. We've been hearing this for years, and it didn't. And already I knew that's not the point, man, because any gamer, right, that wants to play something, and I say this all the time, dude. If I actually wanted to play God of War, I don't want to play it on Xbox. I'd actually go buy a PlayStation and play it. That would be fine for me, right? Because I've done that before, dude. The reason I shifted to Xbox, one of the many reasons, right, was over time I found myself spending more time on the Xbox as opposed to the PlayStation. Because when I had a PlayStation was my media hub, and I would play their AAA games, and they had some other games. But most third-party games I would play on other consoles, right? And then they had some exclusive stuff. Again, I'm a Sega fan, right? So they had stuff on. They had Virtua Fighter was on PlayStation, so that's why I had it. You hear Sega Man talk about that, right? Sega Man talks about, he has a PlayStation for the smups, man, because him and Hebot know that stuff isn't coming over to Xbox. Now you see some stuff changing, maybe, man. Never say never, but at the end of the day, yeah, I don't blame him. Dude, you want to get your gaming fix, you got to go where the game is, and I've never had a problem with that. My whole thing with Sony is like their brand is so popular, man. I just want them to die because I want to move on from all this stuff, dude. I really do. Right? And Sony brings nothing to the table, man, at all. Everything they do, like that dude said in the interview, man, they just do remasters, they copy people. They haven't had any type of breaking things since the 90s when the PlayStation 1 and 2 came out. They did some stuff back then. But that's not the company they are now, man. And they're just holding us back, if I'm being honest. So, but yeah, great comment, bro. Toolman says Hebot had a great video today. Yeah, I didn't see it until I popped online, and I already had this up. I don't know if he's gonna be joining us, man, because he did a video, and I'm pretty sure he's busy as well. Again, I do this early in the morning because it's the only time I have today to knock this out. If I want people, like the video I'll do later on today, it's just gonna be me talking about stuff that most guys on this channel don't want to talk about. So, and a fair game, dude, it's gonna be political in nature, or I might do a pop culture one, right? It just depends, right? So, but for this one, I wanted people to kind of come in. But if people come in, everybody's talking and stuff like that. So these podcasts tend to go really long. In fact, by myself, I'm at an hour and a half already. But if those guys came in, then I want to give them a buffer to speak their mind, especially something like this. with the developer direct. In fact, I talked to Hebot about doing this, the aftermath, right? Because it had a big this. I mean, not only was this the best one they ever did, but it had a huge impact. You know, I say gaming community, but the media as well across the board, right? But yeah, I gotta check that one out too, man. I'll probably check it out after this. Judo Gaming says Xbox keep bailing PlayStation out. They need to stop it. Yeah, I mean, and I understand. Like some of the other guys talked about this. I totally get it. There is a money component on it, right? I mean, these guys are paying full price, right? If you can't get them to come over to your console, at least charge them the $70, which ironically was started by Sony, right? Which nobody talks about, right? They're quick to jump on Xbox, but nobody talks about how Sony introduced that because they're hurting for money. This is why I can't stand Sony and why they need to go. Oh, sorry, guys, throat's dry. Yeah, I mean, but I 100% agree with you, Judah. But I don't think they're gonna stop. They opened the Pandora's box, so what I want them to do is just kind of control the bleeding, right? And that's what I mean, dude. Don't put Halo over there, because you guys, dude. I don't see like Halo going over there and selling 10 million copies. I don't see it, dude. And then most of the people that don't play Halo on Xbox will play it on PC. If anything, dude, work on your PC side, dude. We talk about it all the time. Like when Dea's on here, like I ask her because she's like our PC aficionado, right? I don't know I don't know about that on PC or even on Google. They know about PC more than I do, right? And then one thing I floated today, I was like, dude, could they buy Steam? That's something we talked about. Like, do something like that, right? Because eventually people will convert over. To me, this is my point, guys, when I talk about console. How they're saying console is limited. Number one, let's wait for the economy to get better. Right, let's see how that goes, right? Because a lot of people are making tough choices right now. And one of the reasons why the console space is not growing, look, dude, at the end of the day, I keep on telling you guys this, not you guys, but people online, I'll be telling you guys this, right? At the end of the day, dude, it boils down to money, right? And video gaming is not a necessity, right? And most of us in the hobby realize this, dude. If your gaming console went away, right, you won't die. Now, if you can't pay your rent and you can't eat food, right? That's a bigger problem. And there's people actually struggling with that, man. A lot of people that occupy gaming and stuff like that are not people that are well-to-do. In fact, most people, when you look at the type of income and stuff like that, most people, when things get really expensive by like $30, $40, dude, they have to start cutting. Right? And that's not even a paycheck to paycheck thing, guys. That's just the reality of finances, right? Like there's a guy I know, dude. He got a big inheritance from a family member, man. But even he's having to cut back, right? Because of where we live, because he has to think about the future. He has responsibilities and stuff like that. Like it was cool to go out and eat and stuff like that, but instead of going out to eat every week, maybe you got it maybe once a month now. Like for me personally, there's stuff that I won't buy because it's way too expensive where I live. Dude, the egg shortage. I don't know if you guys have been suffering from the egg shortage in the rest of the country. Some of you guys might live in rural areas or able to get to an egg farm where I live, dude. The egg farms are on the other side of the island, and it doesn't matter because I'm in Hawaii. There's a shortage of eggs. My daughter wanted to eat eggs. I bought the actual meat, and then I was gonna buy eggs that weekend. By the time that thing hit and the eggs that weekend, dude, there was like $12 for a 12-pack. And the eggs we get in from the mainland, they were all gone because of the shortage, and then you only had the local farmers that had eggs. One of the ladies I work with actually went to the farm herself, but she lives out there. And she went out and took up a tray of eggs for like $6. She bought like a tray, was that 36 for like $6. The only thing being is some of them are like they're the cheaper end, like day old bread kind of thing. There's something. What they're saying is like the shape was a little bit off or something like that. You see a little bump. The eggs are fine, but that's why they can't charge you more. So she went that route. Me, I can go without eggs. I eat eggs all the time. Not gonna miss it. I mean, it's a good source of protein. Highly recommend it. Right? Don't listen to all the haters out there. But anyway, my point being is like when things shift like that, dude, people are affected, man. So I don't want to hang all this stuff that the media talks about when it comes to console sales. And again, this is the media in general, man. These dudes are all in a bubble, right? And even if they're hurting, like they leave their offices, they're walking home, and then they stop at their local grocery store and they pay $80 for 5 items from the grocery. Some of these people live in high cost areas as well. right? But my point being is like that's not the only indicator. You know, it's not just about the industry slowing down. There's reasons why things are slowing down, dude. Right? And if you look at industries as a whole, right, how many layoffs there are, like everybody ultra focuses when Microsoft does a layoff. Meanwhile, nobody talked about Facebook and all the people they've laid off, right, man? Because a lot of these companies are course correcting for some of the stuff that they've been doing all these years, right? So what it is that it's to me it's more than just people are tired of buying consoles, right? I don't buy into that at all. Right? For me, it's kind of like let's see how the economy gets better. Let's see how 2025 goes, especially with the offerings that they have. Don't jump the gun, right? Because putting your games wherever you want to put it is not. I don't think it's going to affect it at all. You're not going to get a big rush of people because at the end of the day, people just don't have the money, right? And then people throw this in my face. Well, but then shouldn't Game Pass be doing well? No, dude, it doesn't matter. Game Pass isn't competing. There's nothing to compete with in the gaming market with Game Pass. The competition with Game Pass is Netflix, right? It's Amazon Prime, right? That's who Game Pass is competing with, and it's not just money either. It's time, right? And Microsoft needs to be wary of that, and I think they are. I'm pretty sure they are. And the thing is, Netflix just are going to raise their prices again. Dude, I pay $24.99 right now because I get the ultimate package when it comes to Netflix. So that's how I like to watch. I watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of anime. I watch a lot of stuff from South Korea, dude, and they do a good job when they produce their products, man, as far as 4K and stuff like that, right? And I don't want to miss out, so I want the premium package. The $24.99 a month doesn't bother me, guys, because like I told you, man, I'm old school, dude. I'm from the old school, dude. I remember paying $175 for cable. That's why I cut my cable. Okay. So with that being said, my point being, right, you got to look at it in those terms, right? Because you would think because the economy is bad that people will want a better gaming option, right? But that's not necessarily the case. It's bad in the sense of across the board. Right? There's people complaining about how much food costs at McDonald's. Right, or fast foods in general, and that's outside of their purview as well, man. Like they can't get enough help, have to pay higher labor costs, right? The cost of food, cost of electricity, all this stuff to keep these stores open, right? And it's not even a franchise thing. I mean, it's not even a corporate thing. Most of this stuff is franchise, so that's why you get hit more. Like where we live, dude. Like tourists that come here, man, they're blown away about the prices that you have to pay. I feel bad for them, dude, because they're getting the same type of food or and worse service, but they're paying a higher price. I suffer through it too. That's why I don't eat out as much, man. That but anyway, I don't want to go all totally down that road. But to your point, Julia. But let me read your comment. I think it's the leadership. This is why Xbox games is going to other platforms. I think they have milestones and they have to hit those milestones. That's one thing that these big corporations tend to do, regardless of what happens when the economy affects their bottom line. Right? That's how they course correct the shift. I agree with you. Yeah, there's a whole lot of factors. Yeah, I know a lot of people talk about Satya. I think it's only in the sense of from the business aspect of it, but I mean, he's pretty hands off, dude. He doesn't do that with any of the other products unless it's warranted. You know what I mean? He just doesn't stick his nose and stuff. I just think it's the economy forcing them to think outside the box. Because again, Microsoft is one of those companies, man. Just making, being successful or having a successful product isn't enough, dude. It has to show, it has to grow for them. And AI is their big thing. So we'll see how that goes. There's so much people investing in it. But yeah, good point though, 100%. Gino Gaming. This is Phil's vision that he wants Xbox games on everything, which is pathetic. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, not you, but I don't agree with Phil on that. I mean, how much of that vision? He's kind of cagey about it. I was really upset with Indiana Jones, though. And look, brother Hebot has explained it to me. I get his point, but I'm still mad. I just like, dude, just don't say anything at all. Because he's the man, dude. He's the dude in charge, man. He needs to. And look, that's the thing, dude. This is the thing about having to deal with Sony and their rabid fan base, right? And I know they're trying to be flexible and stuff, but Phil needs to remember, dude, that he has a contingent of people here on this side that doesn't really care what goes on with PlayStation, dude. They just want their product. They just want whatever you tell us you're gonna do, please just do it, right? If you're not gonna do it, don't say it, dude. Just be honest from the jump. That's the only thing I ask from them. I don't think that's asking much. Remake Station. Hey, what's up, Remake? Phil is saving Xbox. Can't complain about the guy who got ABK in Bethesda. I mean, I can. remake. I can't complain. And I kind of do. It's petty. I understand. I'm petty. I am when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, 100%, dude. I can't fault, dude. You got ABK and Bethesda, and you got Minecraft. He understands that, you know what I mean. It's allowing them to create other stuff, and again, I can't argue that point, but you're right, because when I looked at the developer direct, dude, that's how you get them working on games for 4 years, right? And again, Microsoft has a lot of money, dude. So that what tells me they're all in when it comes to Xbox. They're not going to toss it to the side. I mean, I don't think they can, because they use. I think that, me personally, my personal opinion, you guys can agree with me or not. I think they also use Xbox as a launch point for some of their other stuff, and they're definitely going to use it for AI. And it's a perfect testing ground for AI, right? Because you have a mass amount of people playing, and that could be another reason why they are pushing for putting their stuff everywhere, right? Because the business model, like for me, it isn't to do with Satya like sitting there trying to put his fingers in everything. But I could see Satya was like, well, if we increase the user base of Xbox on everything, and we start implementing AI, that's a great testing ground for us. That's a way we can recoup money. That's how we can expand certain projects. I could see that happening, because I'm pretty sure they're going to use AI in gaming. I know they're doing it already. For me, I would like them to use AI in gaming, like in this case of Redfall. Because of where I live and the hours that I game, man, most of you guys are either sleeping or you're busy doing something else, like you're at work or whatever. So I don't have a lot of people to play with when it comes to Redfall, because it's not a drop and play game. So either you can make it a drop in and play game, or you can create an AI system within Redfall that incorporates everything that gives me the impression that I'm playing with other people. How far away they are from doing that, I don't know, right? I experienced that a little bit with Halo Infinite with their multiplayer, and so I'm all for that if they can fine tune it, but I don't know how far along the process they are, right? So like in other words, I want to play, because the way Redfall works, man, it lends itself to being a 4-player co-op game. So why? And I know I don't think Microsoft's going to do anything more with it, but it'd be great if they got somebody on there that would make it more like Left 4 Dead, or make it more like Vermintide, or Warhammer, Dark Tide. You know, like that type of game. You know, where you have the characters, you just jump in and then you're playing with other people, right? That's either do that, or maybe you can use that to test out your AI. Like you make me feel like I'm playing with other people that are just dropping in and playing with, right? And you can even tweak that too, man. Sometimes when you guys play multiplayer, man, sometimes people go off and do their own thing and leave the team hanging. It is what it is, but you know what I'm saying. Let's see what Remake says here. Remake Station 5. He just said in the recent interviews, Xbox consoles is not dead. Oh yeah, and Sarah's already talked about their new consoles already in production. That's the hybrid one that I hope that's what it is. Yeah, so I'm not saying it is the console. They're moving away from the console. I mean, in a way, they're kind of just looking at the future, right? But that's why I just said Remake that I want them to take into consideration the economy. Let's go through 2025, man. You guys are going to put some bangers out there. Let's see, right? The only negative impact of the economy is sometimes you condition people to. You can change people, man. This is why I'm anti social experimentation, man, because it is a big thing. And I think that was one of the reasons why they did what they did. I won't go down that conspiracy hole, but I'm just going to say you can actually affect people's spending, and hopefully that won't be the case with Xbox. Like you get people used to not paying certain amounts. You get people used to not buying the console. You get people not used to, or just being in the ecosystem and going on digital, right? If there's ever a case that made for digital, the last couple of years, you could say that. I'm not for that. Personally, I like them to do both. I know it's shifting, but still have an avenue, right? But so who knows, man? I mean, that could be an issue because people have gotten used to not paying for full price for games. And if we're being honest, man, a lot of people didn't do that anyway. It's a small collection of us who are hardcore gamers that did that. So, but yeah, a good point, Remake. I'm just inventing. Remake PlayStation 5. Yes, Game Pass is fighting against the market more than with PlayStation. Yeah. I mean, people are dotting their I's and crossing their T's. There's apps that came out specifically just to make sure to help you control your spending every month, right? So stuff that would benefit a lot of streaming services, like once people start paying more. I was telling my daughter this the other day. It's like once you start paying more for stuff, right? You all of a sudden, and I was telling my daughter this last night, dude. But once money starts kicking in, dude, it changes your perspective. Once you start paying more for stuff, and it's affecting your paycheck every week. You know, if you have a paycheck to the point, and your life is set up to a point where you don't have to worry about stuff. That's why most of us have everything on automatic bill pay, right? So that we don't have to worry about it. But our financial situation in such a way that we don't really look at it every month. Dude, and I told my daughter, yeah, you go back, then you go to the store, and it's something that should cost like $30, all of a sudden costs you $80 for like 7 items at your local grocery store. That's when this stuff kicks in, right? That's when you start looking at stuff like, oh, because you look at your sales, like, what did I buy? And then you realize how expensive everything is, right? and then as this continues, man, and more of your check is going to things that you normally don't have to pay as much for, then you start looking at all this other stuff. Like, oh, how much do I pay for Netflix? Oh, Netflix went up by $2. Well, Game Pass, they're gonna raise Ultimate Game Pass to $19.99 instead of $14.99. That's what I'm talking about, right? When that stuff starts happening, people will start adjusting. Right? And that's what's happened these last 2 years. People are adjusting. And again, the problem with that is that people start doing that and they start living like that. People start to realize, oh, maybe I don't need HBO Plus, or maybe I don't need Game Pass. Maybe I just like they'll sit there and they go, oh, you know what? I only play 4 games a year, or I only play Madden and COD. Why do I need Game Pass for? I just buy the games that I want. Like little stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Remake Station 5, but they are making money from Game Pass. They've already said it's a plus. Oh yeah, definitely. But just keep in mind, what making money to Microsoft is different from what we feel making money is. Like if I got like $100 bonus in my check, I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. For Microsoft, it's probably 100 billion. You know what I'm saying? But they are. But remember what Phil said, it's sustainable, right? And when he said that, it's like they're not. For me, it's them saying, like it's him saying it's not the amount that they were expecting or projecting to make, right? And I'm not saying that's going to kill Game Pass, dude, because there's also other positive that Microsoft and Xbox get from this. Outside of the money, but it is something they track. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, but I'm glad they are, and that's. But they also, I'm pretty sure they were expecting to be closer to the 100 million, because their 100 million was 2030, which I think that's a really. I like that he said they expected 100 million subscribers by 2030, because to me it's like that shows me that they're projecting out that long, that they're projecting out, right? Shows that they're invested. So I do like that. But if you do the breakdown of what they are, so when people doing the breakdown of where they are, which they don't share, so I wouldn't recommend going down that rabbit hole too much, right? But like it's my understanding they're at 50 million. I think they have more people that use the service, but the 50 million is a stable 50 million. And I think that's why they don't share the numbers, because things fluctuate. People maybe get a month pass or something, or they'll cancel. They have to take that into consideration. But being as they're saying that they want to get to 100 million by 2030, that should be, to me, that's a positive, because they projected that out. So that's how much they're going to invest in it. Unless Game Pass totally crashes, then that's another ballgame. But I don't see that happening. But good point, man. Yeah, I know they're not like bro. Look, they like the saying goes, right? They ain't starving. They ain't starved, and their capital worth is crazy. So I mean, look, I'm not. They are who they are. So, Remake Station 5 says, Netflix hit over 300 million. Yeah, I'm not surprised, bro, with all the content they have. And that's what, I'm glad you said that, Remake, because that's what Game Pass is trying to do, right? If you look at what they keep on throwing stuff in Game Pass nonstop. And that's the Netflix model. That's what Netflix did, dude. They started doing their own, and they had hiccups just like Game Pass is gonna have hiccups. Like I'm pretty sure that, so for example, Netflix was doing a lot of deals with these studios, right? And a lot of the studios had their own content. But then to me, the studios got greedy, man, because they're kind of like, oh, we this is our content, now we want this much. And Netflix is like, oh, that's too much. Right? And so they're like, oh, then we'll start our own streaming service. And Netflix is like, all right, go ahead. And a lot of them are coming back to Netflix because they didn't realize how much it costs to run it. The advantage Netflix has is they were the first to do it. And they've done it well, dude. I've seen Netflix come on from the jump, man. Told you guys again, I was a tester, right? Because of where I live, I was a tester for their service, man, and it was horrible. And shout out to the Xbox 360, man. Put them on blast. So all these little things, if you look at the history of Netflix, and I have the courtesy of actually going through it, living it like most of us of our age. And so they've done things and they hit certain milestones and and passed certain obstacles to get to where they are now. So that 300 million to me is well deserved because they did it right, dude. They did it from the ground up, organic, and put the work in. And Microsoft can learn a lot with Game Pass from Netflix. It's funny though that they actually are competing for time, money, but a lot of it is time, dude. Because games, like movies, games more so, man. Like Netflix, dude. I mean, Game Pass doesn't put scrub games in there, right? Like even if they put a game in that you feel it's scrub, dude, it's because like they're supporting an ID and Xbox guy or a developer unknown, right? Somebody that just works in a studio by himself, dude. It's all about the art, which I do appreciate of gaming. Like they haven't lost track of that, but this is why you also put COD in there, man, to help raise the level. Again, this is another thing. Like COD only sold so many copies that it's not his own thing. And I'm like, dude, yeah, you can't factor out the Game Pass, dude. And I'm telling you, dude, you know how many people bought that 30? And then again, it's something that you continue to buy. Like I said, season 2 comes out next month, right? And I'll probably buy it, right? So they're gonna get another $39, $40 from me. I don't know how much it's gonna cost. It might be 50. I mean, it is what it is. I just spent a bunch of money on the Squid Game 2 content they had in there, right? It prints money, right? But with Netflix, it doesn't surprise me because people have come to understand what Netflix is, love them or hate them. I mean, there are people that boycotted it. I've told my friends, don't boycott it. You just don't watch it. Boycott it, dude. There's just too many people on there, right? And to me, for example, right, there's content that Netflix put on there that I think is evil, right? So then your own justification of why you keep Netflix, but they also put Netflix stuff on there that's good. So at least what they're doing is they're not. I've never seen them censor stuff on either side, right? So at least they're being fair about it, and then you can have the discussion, man. Like somebody asked me why I think this movie's bad or why the show is bad or what they're doing on the show. I'll let them know straight up, you know. I give my opinion on it. But they have a lot of great content on there, and that's the thing for a lot of people that are trying to boycott them. I was like, no, dude, there's too much variety and too much other content that people like, and people don't even keep up with all this stuff too, right? So if Xbox doesn't even have to deal with that kind of stuff, man, because they could just focus on the games. Oh, I say unless they're studio. Well, I won't go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, congratulations to them, dude. I think that's awesome, personally. Remake Station 5 says people didn't expect that. They thought there'd be a drop off after 200. No, so that's what I mean. Remake. I think economy has a lot to do with it right now. If you know, look, dude, I don't get political, man. No, but I just have to mention this. If you see, man, a lot of people are a little bit more after election. A little people are more upbeat about their economic prospects coming into the future, right? Going into the future, right? People are expecting certain things to get better. So that could be that happening too, right? When people's expectations and people are a little bit more, for lack of a better word, happier, right? Or feel more financially secure in what they in their futures, then they tend to open up their pocketbooks a little bit more. And that's something I hope Microsoft is cognizant of. I'm pretty sure they are. Again, that's why I don't buy into the whole the console is dead. It might be, but let's run 2025 to verify. Let's check our work, man. Let's see, man, because I think the market can be growing. Because I was talking to Hebot about this. There's a market of people like myself and him and others, man. That my daughter is a perfect example of that. Yeah, she plays on the phone, but she plays a lot on console. My son is the opposite. He plays all on PC. So Microsoft will meet the consumer where they are, but I wouldn't. I'm a little bit more optimistic about console if the economy gets better. I'll put it that way. Right, so I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So Remake Station says, "Take care, dude." Yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping in, bro. Appreciate it. See, you still rocking the Starfield, man. My friend jumped on there. He was telling me, "Dude, you got to get back on." I said, "I know, but I got to finish Indiana Jones." But yeah, thanks, Remake Station. Appreciate it. Did I miss anybody else? Yeah, but for this right here, yeah, sorry, guys, but Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer on his legacy and future game. I might do a separate podcast for that. Okay, we'll do that because I really would like to get down to the nitty gritty of all this stuff. here. But anyway, the only reason why I did that is I just wanted to see what is it, developer direct, just to let everybody. Yeah, we'll wrap it up soon, guys. I'm coming to where am I? I'm at yeah. We'll go for a little bit longer, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so here we go. It's amazing the amount of people that did live streams of this. Shout out to Unlimited, man. Go check out his. They had a really great one. Good reactions, good commentary. What? Asmon Gold. I tried Ninja Gaiden Black 2 Black. I guess he hadn't played it before. So like Vara Dark is another person. She occupies a certain space. I'm not saying she's not a gamer. I'm not attacking her, right? But I say like she had an interesting reaction to a lot of the stuff about the show. So definitely go check her out. I like her content too. Let me see. Okay, we're starting to. Let me type in reactions. Again, this is what I do, guys. I'll come in and do this. Look, Dreamcast guy. Dude, this dude's a clown. I hate that his name is Dreamcast guy, but it pisses me off. Anyway, as you guys know, Easy Allies is another one. Gore will react, dude. Like I said, I don't know who this person is, but she did a reaction video. Cool. Right? You guys know I don't like Maddie Plays. Screw him. But even his reactions looks like it's positive. Wait, is that a PlayStation? Yeah, I thought that dude had a PlayStation thing. It wouldn't surprise me. Like, I know some of you guys in the Xbox community like him, but I can't stand that dude. So that's just me. See, another. So why am I doing this? Just to prove a point. You know, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people, there's really nothing much for them to watch. Oh, Hazalana. Who is this? Xbox developer direct. Min Max. I don't know who that is. Luke Stevens, like this dude. So, but you see what I'm saying, right? You know, there's not a lot of content out there. So, but my point being is Xbox has a captive audience, and they definitely capitalize on it, right? And I think it's great because it goes against the narrative that's out there, right? It's actually forcing people to look at Xbox for who they are and what they produce, and the games they create, the studios they own, the ecosystem they have, all of that. And I think that's important, right? It cuts through all the fog of war and gets people down to the nitty gritty of what they can expect to Game Pass, because we experience it every day, guys, because we're pro Xbox, right? Sorry, guys. Did I miss everybody? Okay, no, I got it. Okay, sorry. But I highly recommend, man, checking out some of these chats. You know, you get a kind of an unfiltered. I shouldn't say unfiltered. A lot of them are you know, they're influencers in a sense, right? But their perspective is different from people that are hardcore gamers, right? So it's worthy of going and watching different reactions to it. And this is why I'm not really worried about Xbox's future, man, because they do have, not only are they a big company with a lot of money, but they do have an impact. Right? And when you watch some of these guys react to it, you can understand when they're just reacting honestly, right, without the subterfuge of everything that goes on in the console war. And when they're reacting to these things honestly, then you get a good, it'll make you get a better perspective of because it's a more general populace kind of thing. All right, but we can end that there. Yeah. I'm surprised. I haven't seen any more clips, man. I'm trying to find some. But I'll follow up with that a little bit later. I think I will do. I'll maybe I'll try and watch it, dude. I'll try and watch that Phil Spencer interview and then do a reaction video to it. Maybe do that later. Or maybe tomorrow. So yeah, guys, I want to wrap it up because it is 2 hours. And it's just me this time, so I don't want to go a little long. I've gone long enough, actually. But I do appreciate everybody being here, guys. Much respect, man. Love you, dudes, coming in here, bro. Faded Blaze, shout out to you. Anthony Chipmunk, man, as always. Cheers. David, man, haven't seen you in a little bit. Oh, you were here the other time. Well, I know I've been doing a lot of weird videos, but appreciate you stopping by, dude, giving your commentary, man. I always appreciate it. Two, man, as always, man. Good seeing you, rocking out with you. And then Judah Gaming, man, good to see you too. dude. Thanks for you made some really great points. I think we're pretty much on the same page when it comes to what Xbox's future is. And remake Station 5, man. Thanks for being here, brother. I think that's my boy Gogo, right? Anyway, thank you guys for coming in, man. Again, I'm gonna wrap it up. I do appreciate it, man. And we'll see, dude. 2025, man. Let's just be honest, dude. It's already shaping up to be huge. And if you didn't watch the Developers Direct, man, go watch that stuff, man, and get into the nitty gritty of it, man. If you have time, man. Like, you know, I'm thinking I'm gonna go upstairs and play a couple video games before I have to start running around and doing stuff, running my errands. But anyway, thank you guys for being in, man. Really appreciate it. Xbox Online channel, host Sega Forever. We out.